Blue Lock Chapter 306 has just released another Nagi-centered chapter. We got huge updates on him and his future in Blue Lock. I know half of y'all are done with Nagi Seishirou and just want Kaneshiro to let go of him, and the other half is rejoicing seeing him again. Regardless, this was a really big chapter for Blue Lock plot-wise, even dropping some hints towards Nagi Seishirou's potential return. So per usual, let's jump into this chapter and analyze it. The chapter starts off with Nagi back in the classroom as the NPCs are yapping in the background talking about some Mario Kart. Nagi looks bored as hell and obviously down in the dumps. Everywhere he goes, it's just reminders of Blue Lock, the stairs where he met Ryo, which by the way, I think this stair genuinely has more screen time than Fukakugen. All the more reason to take out this garbage of a player. He looks to his left and he sees people playing football and then gets on his bike and starts going back home. And we see it's just a cycle for Nagi as he's once again back in the classroom and he dialogues to himself asking if this is basically just his life now and will he die like this, which I think is a little real coming from Nagi. This is quite literally that Squidward meme of him just going through the same daily routine every single day till he's eventually sad. We eventually see him back on his bike and he talks about how maybe he'll never get fired up again, but then he starts pedaling quickly and he's putting work in on that bike as he says he hates that and starts biking uphill, wanting to go back to Blue Lock as his eyes regain their glow. That's how losers think. Aw, dialogue. And I gotta give props to Nagi because he is biking uphill and that's low-key a quad killer. The next page even shows the sheer scale and distance of the Blue Lock facility. But let's be real here, folks. Even with Nagi going back to Blue Lock, what exactly is his plan? Like, do you not remember anything Ego said in his whole speech about you? Anyways, Nagi says he wants to meet that passionate version of himself again, which is why he's going up to the facility, and he makes it to the door and starts knocking, asking to please open up, give him another chance to fight in Blue Lock just one more time. Again, bro did not get the memo of eliminated means eliminated, but I low-key do feel bad for bro. Like, the only time he felt motivated was in Blue Lock, and now his life was just that cycle. So you can see why he's doing all of this, and even though he gets no response at the start, he tells them that he'll come again as he bikes down and back up, this time with a whole bag of camping supplies. Nah, Nagi kinda funny for that, I cannot lie. Bro was ready to wait till he gets an actual response. He keeps asking to hear him out and let him back in. I just know Ego's watching this with the biggest smirk on his face, like his mom was kinda homeless. And this guy Nagi Seishirou thinks this is Animal Crossing because he sets up a whole tent outside. He is not taking a no for an answer. Some would say this is dedication and others would say this is delusion, because at this point Nagi is on his hands and knees begging, saying he'll do anything, just let him in. I'ma say it right now though, folks, pay attention to him saying he'll do anything, because I think this plays a huge role towards the end of the chapter. We get a compilation of Nagi waiting outside the door, either sleeping, doing a whole lot of nothing, or eating. Keep in mind, like 2 whole day cycles went by, so bro was here for a while. I even saw people saying he missed his birthday camping outside of Blue Lock, which is honestly kind of sad. Anyone can feel bad for Nagi. After like 3 days though, Nagi talks about how they won't come out no matter what, and that if he should just enter from another entrance. Bruh. I get that Nagi isn't thinking straight right now, but maybe your answer is the fact that they're not saying anything. Instead, he's just trying to go to another entrance. Again, maybe this is determination instead of delusion. That's up to y'all to decide. But anyways, he realizes he can just contact one of the survivors in Blue Lock. He thinks Isagi is the easiest to talk to, maybe even Barou would listen, but in the end, it's probably Ryo who would listen to him the most. Nagi acting like he ain't got Zantetsu, the literal day one, the Wally West of Blue Lock, how he just forget him? And seriously, did we just really learn nothing about relying on Ryo? This is what got you eliminated in the first place. I take my words back though, because the manga read mine and every other reader's thoughts, because when he goes to contact Ryo, he sees that he's blocked, with his account and not accepting any messages from him. Wow, Ryo actually blocked Nagi, and that's crazy. I don't know if Ryo is that locked in or if someone blocked Nagi for him, but this is a huge revelation. The one person Nagi wanted to rely on, he got blocked by, even with all their friendship. And you can see the shock in Nagi's eyes. Bro looks like he just saw a ghost. But right as he sees this message, Nagi finally gets a response, and it's none other than Henri. Nah, this response gotta be timed. Like, Henri saw him through the security camera, saw that Nagi got that blocked message, and decided to strike at this specific time. She tells Nagi that this is a private property, and Nagi is shocked at finally getting a response asking if it's Henri, but she ignores him and just says any further presence will be considered trespassing and she'll call the police. Was this on anyone's bingo card? Henri calling the police on Nagi is a sentence I never thought I would be saying in my whole entire life. Also, I seen the most mixed reactions from this panel ever. People started to hate Henri for this, which you can believe whatever you want to believe, but me personally, this is a little ridiculous. God forbid you tell someone that doesn't belong here to leave after a few days of camping outside your door. People are treating her like J. Jonah Jameson treats Spider-Man, and that's crazy to me. I honestly kind of found that funny, and I gotta respect the fact that Nagi fans will literally sync with this ship. Anyways, Henri tells Nagi that he is no longer connected to BLUELOCK and that he is an outsider. And this is where the chapter starts to take a sadder turn as Nagi's realization hits him and he agrees with Henri. Rain starts pouring down out of nowhere because, you know, BLUELOCK, we gotta make it dramatic somehow. He thinks about what he's been doing, how even after his goodbye where he said everything is fine, he ended up just crying by himself, and that it's disgusting that he came here thinking he can get another shot. And Nagi is in distress with one hand on his face like bro is Shigaraki, and him looking at his phone with that block message still there. He talks about himself saying you lost, you know that right, it's already over for you, and on top of that you're trying to rely on Ryo again. Again, self-realization was hitting Nagi, and I gotta commend bro for that. The delusion wore off. Nagi says that it's disgusting, everyone else has moved on and he knows that, while gritting his teeth and all. And even though he knows, he says he doesn't want to understand and kicks his whole tent setup, and this is Crash Out personified. He copied the Kaiser Impact on his tent. Nagi charges up a Detroit Smash like he All Might and hits the wall with full force, as he says he's the one who can't change, he's the one being left behind. You can see the frustration on Nagi's face, bro is distraught, and at the sound of thunder, Barotsuta appears. Bruh, this guy just appeared like Monkey D. Dragon. I didn't know Barotsuta was this universe's Shazam. As Nagi talks about how everyone else moved on and time stopped only for him, Barotsuta says hello genius, and Nagi looks back, ending the chapter on a cliffhanger. These damn cliffhangers, man, but this is a huge revelation. We know Barotsuta likes Nagi and the money he brings, so this could be his way back into BLUELOCK. And again, mixed reviews. We have people who are writing about Nagi returning so early through some back-end method, as well as the fact that he's getting this much screen time too. Some of you guys are really sick of this man. There are others though who are happy to see Nagi potentially coming back. Now honestly, I don't mind a Nagi comeback. I still think it would be better for him to come back after the U20 World Cup. That's also what I wanted to address. We don't know what Barotsuta deal will be. Maybe it's for him to return after, or maybe it could be very soon like the U20 World Cup. We don't know the details. I just think it's personally better after the U20 World Cup. I will say though, from this chapter, I have an ominous feeling about this. Something bad is about to happen. We know Barotsuta is all about greed and money. He's like the Mr. Krabs of this universe, so he'll do anything to bring Nagi back, and the repercussions might be huge. Like we'll see maybe a personality change for Nagi, a dark Nagi. Maybe he uses his JFU power to remove a player from the top 23 in place for Nagi. I can definitely see him removing the least popular player for someone like Nagi who is very popular. I don't think Ego would allow that, but it's something Barotsuta would entirely do. The blurb talked about what Barotsuta offers, either being the ultimate strategy or the temptation of the devil, which doesn't help at all. Like, this just sounds bad. We are about to get another emo player that got eliminated. Wildcard Nagi is about to happen. I also got to talk about how this was predicted. I talked about it before with his cover having Nagi's pin. He'll have some sort of connection towards him. And with Nagi earlier saying he'll do anything to come back to BLUELOCK, it's almost guaranteed that he'll take the deal from Barotsuta. Guys, Barotsuta Baratsuta is not a good person, so he'll 100% use Nagi as a cash cow, manipulating him, all that stuff, taking advantage of the fact that he wants to come back. So all of y'all celebrating Baratsuta bringing Nagi back, there is more than meets the eye. He will definitely have something up his sleeve for Nagi, and only time will tell. We won't actually see the results of this probably for a while, because the next chapter is an Isagi focused chapter. Chapter 307 is titled Bunny, and this might just be the most confusing chapter name of all time, but we got some hints that Isagi is headed to Barcelona, Spain, which I am super hyped for. We will be there in suits and ties for this next chapter. It's also said a new encounter awaits for him. I've been saying for the longest time, I think it's a new Gen 11. A lot of people are saying that Itoshi Sai will be here, and although I do want to see him, guys, Sai is in Madrid and not Barcelona, so unless Madrid's youth team plays in Barcelona or he just happens to be visiting, we probably won't see Itoshi Sai, which I think is a bummer. I do think this would be a good way to reintroduce him, but it just makes sense geologically. But it makes just as much sense to focus on a new character for the U20 World Cup, which is just as exciting, so I can't wait for next chapter. Anyways, that about wraps it up. Let me know any theories or thoughts you have on this chapter. That revelation of Baratsuta and Nagi is absolutely insane. It made this chapter from being a slower paced one to a really big chapter, so I want to see what you guys think. BLUELOCK's been dropping straight peak after peak, so if you want to stay updated, make sure to hit that subscribe button. YouTube also really thinks you'd like this video right here, so make sure to check that one out. If you made it to the end though, thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll see y'all in the next one.